I'm Steve Richardson. I've been working on the Trees and Tradition committee for about 30 years, and we have upcoming events, and this is one of the desserts that's going to be offered in the new Edel Hall. It's quite an unusual, it can be either a side dish or it can be a dessert. It can be a dessert by adding some ice cream to it, or it can be a side dish along like for a Thanksgiving or a Christmas dinner with sweet potatoes. It also can be made with yams. These are sweet potatoes, which are a little lighter in color. These are cooked to just where a knife goes in softly. If you get them too soft, then it doesn't turn out right. This is not a typical sweet potato pie, as a lot of people, when they think sweet potato pie, it's a southern dish. It looks like pumpkin pie, but it's not. It's a layered dish. It's relatively easy put together, not a whole lot of ingredients. It can be made ahead and also can be set on the counter for a while because it just lots of nice sugar and it's fully cooked. And also it can be frozen. If you're using a pie dish, you need to kind of butter it first, because so it doesn't stick. Because sometimes it have a tendency to stick a little bit. So just take your butter and turn it around there. And then we're going to slice these very, very thin. The secret is thin. And see, when that knife just goes through, see, these are holding together really nice. It'll sort of, in the end, remind you of sort of like scalloped potatoes. And not too difficult to do that. And then we're going to line the bottom of the pie dish. I think glass works nice, better than a metal one. And now we're going to take sugar, candy brown sugar, and we're just going to layer that with sugar. And then we're going to take, this is allspice. Be very careful with allspice. It can be killer by too much. Also, you can substitute that. Again, it's a very flexible recipe. You can get something called pumpkin pie spice that you can sprinkle on too. Again, just sprinkle. In the recipe itself, it doesn't tell you how much sugar. You just want to kind of cover it and make sure it's all covered with sugar. And if you have any doubt how it tastes, pick one up and eat it. If it tastes good, then you've got the right amount of sugar in it. So anyway, then we're going to do another, and we want to dot this with some butter. You need a little bit of butter in here to help it cook, like you do when you do an apple pie, or you always dot it with butter because that helps hold it together. Of course, it all adds a couple hundred calories. Okay, so we have it dotted with some butter, and again, next layer goes on. Now, to make it extra special, we're going to take 2 tablespoons of brandy. That really makes it good. I'm going to take about 2 tablespoons of brandy and sprinkle that over. If you get too much, it's overpowering. If you don't get enough, then you don't have the flavor. But that'll cook down. Alcohol will cook out. And we're going to add a little bit of water also that kind of just softens it up a little bit. Again, about 2 tablespoons of water. And have a whole lot in there. Okay. Now we're ready for the crust. So we'll roll that out. I'm going to add one more little piece of butter here, just so it's a little shy on that side. And then we're going to lay that over the top. Hit your fingers, put your thumb in. Okay. Then come along. Now we're going to coat this with a little egg wash, and this is just an egg yolk. little bit of water, and then we're going to brush that. If it's going to be a dessert pie, then you can sprinkle with some sugar. And the other thing you have to do is you have to vent it. If you don't vent it, it just blows out the ingredients all over your oven. The other thing you want to do is you want to put it on a pan. Ideally, this should be hot. That just speeds it up. But we're going to put it on a pan, so when it bubbles over, which it will do, it's not all over your oven and causing the smoke to go. So, and she goes for about 45 minutes to an hour at about 300 degrees. If you run it too high, it browns across before the insides has time to the butter and the sugar and everything kind of melt and come together. So do that. And we're going to do a glaze, and then we're just going to see how that shines. Shines that pie up, and just makes it nice and shiny. If you go to the stores, the bakers all use this. It's a little trick, and it also keeps the pie fresh from drying out. All that. So that's what it. Again, just apple jelly, melt it. Just don't just melt it, and that makes a nice, beautiful